Modern day workplace discrimination is almost never as blatant or as obvious as we're led to believe it will be. It is subtle, difficult to pinpoint, and often overlooked by others who aren't negatively impacted directly. The first early warning sign: unequal treatment. Unequal treatment is giving one employee an unfair advantage for career success, or, on the other end, being unfairly critical of another employee, hindering their success. This often initially looks like and is dismissed as just favoritism. And unfortunately, while favoritism is annoying to every employee on the losing end of it, it's not illegal. So when does favoritism become discrimination? When there's a pattern of favoring one group of people over another group of people who represent a particular protected class. But to identify that pattern, you must first be willing to believe what is happening could be discrimination in the first place. How do you recognize when favoritism or unequal treatment is actually workplace discrimination? Favoritism or unequal treatment can look like a supervisor giving an employee or a group of employees a disproportionate number of desirable projects or training opportunities. What changes favoritism to discrimination is when your supervisor consistently offers the opportunities to members of one class while consistently denying the opportunities to members that are part of a protected class. For example, you are one of two women on your team, and you notice that the men on your team, regardless of tenure, performance, or experience, are tasked with the projects that involve presenting to leadership. These opportunities have never been extended to you or the other female on your team, and you have asked many times. When you've asked, you've even provided your supervisor with evidence to demonstrate that you are ready for this responsibility, such as years of experience or performance on previous projects. However, each time, the opportunity is withheld, always with a subjective justification that is not tied to performance. How do you tell when unbalanced criticism across a team is actually just discrimination? To explain how unbalanced criticism can be an early warning sign of discrimination, we'll use the same example from our second video. As a woman, you notice that you and the other women on your team are held to a higher standard than the men. Your work and your day-to-day activities are more heavily scrutinized compared to your male counterparts. For example, when both you and your male peer make a similar mistake when working with a customer, his mistake is quickly forgiven and forgotten as being out of character, while your mistake follows you, appearing on your performance review and being used as a justification for denying you a project that male employee who made the same mistake is already assigned to. Not all favoritism in the workplace is discrimination, but all discrimination involving unequal treatment initially presents itself as a form of favoritism. By this, I mean it looks like the boss always gives my coworker or group of coworkers better opportunities than they give me because he prefers talking to them. Or the boss doesn't give me the good opportunities because he just doesn't like me. Sometimes it may just be a personal thing. And unfortunately, if that's the case, it's not illegal for a boss to prefer one person over another, even when they impact a person's opportunity for success as a result. It's only discrimination if a person or group of people are advantaged or disadvantaged because of a protected character trait. So if in the example I used in video 2 and 3, the other woman was getting opportunities and only you were not, you could not claim gender discrimination, or at least it would be more difficult. So unless there's another reason for potential discrimination, such as a certain racial background or a certain religious background, there won't be much you can do. But either way, to know for sure if it's just favoritism or actually discrimination, you need to start documenting incidents, capturing evidence, and building a timeline. Because only through this process will a pattern of discrimination emerge if one exists.